like I always say, make lemonade with, when you have lemon, make lemonade. Hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. I've done a couple of junipers. I dug up 3 junipers side by side in my garden that I planted. These are probably 15 years ago as part of the landscape. And a number of people wrote and thanked me for making juniper bonsais. They found that's much more informative than the deciduous trees. And I tend to agree because the trunk growth can tend to be a little bit more complex. And in the learning stage, you really want to look at the difficult trees rather than the easy trees. So one of the questions was like, what did I do to get the plants to this way? Well, basically, I plant a 1-gallon tree like this. And even though the tree is straight, some of these may decide to have a mind of its own to take off. So that's how you create a twist, because as the tree grows, it tends to do its own twisting based on which branch decided to go. And what happens is that you're going to have a bigger and bigger clump like this, and then there will be branches that are kind of growing out of hand, really long. So what I do is that I come out every couple years or so, cut off the really long branch, because at the end of the day, the bonsai is always a short little stout tree. And so that's the only thing I do to clip it. I really didn't clip it with any design in mind, but it's just like, by definition, I don't need a long branch. Although some of them I let it grow long to become big trees, and that's how I make my big bonsai. As usual, I take it out of the pot. This was only dug about 3-4 weeks ago. And so I take it out of the pot, work on the roots first, and then the top, and so forth, to share with you the thought process going to designing a tree. I have no idea what the tree wants to become, in a sense that what kind of bonsai I can make it into. But once I take it out, I just follow the flow. Like I always say, make lemonade with, when you have lemon, make lemonade. So that's what the roots that was. You can see there's quite a bit of growth. I don't think this tree, you can see it's got a lot of roots, but not terribly thick roots. So I suspect this tree is no more than 10 to 15 years from a cutting, and that's how fast you can get a nice bonsai. So now let me work on this tree. You can see there are a lot of, I wouldn't call it tap roots, but strong roots. I'll let it grow because to save the tree. And once the fibers grow here, then I'll cut off the long ones to fit in the bonsai pot eventually. But in the meantime, I will, after I'm done with it, I'll put it in probably a slightly smaller growing pot and let it go for another year or two to kind of increase the ramification. So let me study the tree, the apex, in the sense of the design. I can see the apex is here because that's the tallest point, and then this can be below. So the likelihood design would be a slanted tree, informal upright, Miyogi style, with this being the top, and then this being the side branch. So with that in mind, let me start working on the top, cutting off the top to see where I'm going with it. So as you come to the front and you took it on the side. This tree is going to be very conventional, nothing unusual branching that I can make it into something unusual. So I'll just make it into a decent bonsai, and hopefully over time I will have opportunity to reshape it. So you can see this branch is coming up here. There's a little twist and coming up, and then this could be the apex. And so this tree, I like it to kind of a twist this way, and then this is the thickest of the branch up on top. So I'll make this the apex, and I don't want it to be too long, so if I can, but on the other hand, there's nothing short here, so that's a little too far gone. I should probably make this the apex, and then make these branches going down, going down, going down that way to see what happens. I just purposely broke this branch just pointing up. I push it down. You see, I broke this, but that's plenty connecting cambium layer to keep that branch alive. And I need to cut off as much as possible to compensate for the breakage, because it's insufficient amount of moisture to support the leaves is what makes the branch die off. So now I have this branch coming up. This branch I can push down a bit to make it go down this way to cover that angle, and this one this angle. And this one, I think I need to, this tree is going up like this. I need to have this branch coming out to accentuate the curve. And look at this little curve. That's very nice and interesting. So I will keep that. Again, I say when you design a tree, you want to find a little bit interesting feature, what I call vignette, to catch the eye. So you can see if I bend this branch down, this got a nice curve going this way, and then one of these branches will go out that way to kind of like, you know, very naturally. And, you know, I'm not creating something that's unnatural as part of the natural inclination of the tree. And then this, I will bend it down with a wire, guy wire. You see it's coming up this way, but I can easily, even if I had to break a little, I can push it down to create the droop of an edge branching. And since this is going that way, I probably don't want as much going that way to clash with it. So I will probably focusing on creating a pad here. And like this is a very short branch that will help me create a nice pad quickly. And then I have to be a little bit more careful on how to do this part. And ideally is I want quite a bit of pad going this way. So let me just cut off minimal amount. And I did it very roughly by peeling this off. So when this healed, that will look very nice, natural healing. So you can see this trunk is coming up, and then move a little turn to create the apex right here. And then between here and I will have a lot of branch coming down. So I will have this branch coming up like this. You can see a nice curve. And then that's a little jog to make this the apex. And then this one coming down to create an interesting feature, and this one coming down to create an interesting feature to have a pad here. And then a pad here, right? I broke this to allow me to guy wire this. And then, and these will also gradually fill up to create the pads to fill this hole, this hole, this hole, this hole, this hole, this hole. So the tree will be quite substantial looking actually. Look at that. Here's a nothing tree, and I find these little vignettes to make it look interesting. And then this comes down, you see? And then this comes down. And then this can be a little bit like that. Now let me work on the rest of the tree and then it's done. I'm cutting off all of the redundant branches on the trunk to show off the trunk, because the juniper has a very rough trunk that shows the age in some sense. Well, this is dead, so I can tie to this to make it look like going down this way. This one is too far gone, and so I cut it to make gin. Very easy to make gin at this point because the leaves are still very green and growing. That means juices are flowing. The barks are easy to peel. Not really, but at least it's not terrible to peel, like in the depth of the winter. We have very mild weather here, so I can do that all year round. And then all of this gets cleaned up. Like this branch is going this way, it should really be here, so I can wire this, anchor wire and wire it to fill this hole. Now this part, actually, it's kind of no rhyme or reason to be there because it stops your eye flow going to the back and to the side. So in fact, I'll make all this part dead as gin, or cut it off altogether. And I can cut it off anytime. So I will not cut it off now and will not spend time doing the gin because I can do that at any time. So you can see this tree is coming up here to take a turn, and it's not obstructed by this. And then now I can make this branch go down to fill this hole. And frankly, it's actually the angle is not quite right. I really need this branch to be droop a lot more. So let me do a little bit of cutting first. Clean it up so I can see where I'm going. So I took care of this side of the tree quite interestingly, because if you look at this side, you can see it's a really nice twist, right? But on the other hand, this one is kind of like, what is it doing? Like like an open arm, like a bark branch. So I need to pull this branch down. And frankly, there's no other way but then by brute force, because this tree is fairly rigid. That branch is fairly rigid in its way, and I just had to break it. No, it doesn't break. So one other approach is to bend these down because they're still supple. So let me again come to the front and see if I can bend that down. So this branch is going up that way, nice. But this one, I can't break this one. I can, but it would be quite challenging. So one possibility is that I can bend this one down. You can see now the tree is going up, and then this one is coming down. So if I do that, and then I push this branch down because it's still thin, and make all of this gin. Now you can see the tree doesn't look unreasonable. In a sense, I can push this one down. Now you can see the tree is coming up this way, and this is coming down, and then this is coming down. It's okay. This branch should be down, but it is not, so there's not much I can do but make all of this into gin to add a nice feature, and then push this one down, which I can easily do by tying this wire, and then it's done. So let me do a little bit of that. I don't want to spend time fiddling with it to finish, but I'll give you a little bit of idea how to do that. I'd rather have this branch coming down and that one going back. And it's very easy to just tie, in fact, why don't I just tie this right here to that branch. And once I tie it, it will look natural. Drooping due to age. So now you can see coming from this angle. Well, in fact, I have a choice. I will push this one down, right, to have a nice little feature and make this the apex coming up like that. Or the other one is I can do is I make this the apex I think that's a little bit too far-fetched, so I would tie this one to make it come on down. Oh, I broke it. Well, I have two choices. One, like I said, you always have option. Don't worry about it. You can make no mistake. I've done that a lot of times. This branch is still connected at the bottom. So if I tie it, no big deal, just to use a wire to hold the branch together, and it will heal to strong enough to be standing alone. And then I can actually bend it, when it's like that. So with that in mind then, let's see what it would look like. If I bend it, I think I cut this. So I'm cutting enough green to compensate for the breakage, which will transport less liquid over to feed this tree. So by cutting it off, reducing it, that allows this branch to survive. And I should show you whether it did or not. And if it doesn't survive, then I would make this part gin and make this part the going down part, which is just fine. So again, you can make no mistakes, just be bold, do your thing, and it will eventually work out if you keep working at it. You can you see the shape of the tree now? It's basically coming up like this, and like this is the apex, it comes down the back, and then this side, we have a branch coming out this way and that way to fill out these holes. So that's a nice triangle, see? You're always trying to shoot for the triangle because your eyes tend to go from like this, going zigzagging. I really do think in a few years from now, you have a squatty little bonsai, quite full with a lot of foliage, and then the branches, the triangle shape. And you can overlook a little of the details because it really doesn't matter. And the little features like this, you can see the dead branch and the grow around it and all that. It will look quite nice. No big deal, but again, in called it 20 minutes, I created a decent bonsai. And I'll put it in a pot not much bigger than this instead of the big one, so that the next step can be going into a bonsai pot. Now the tree is done, I can easily put it in a bonsai pot. In this case, that's about the right size. And the pot selection process is you want the width of the base, about the thickness of the pot, and the length of the pot is about 75% or 80% of the length of the tree. And you can see this pot is actually not unreasonable for this tree. And I can certainly orient a little bit to optimize. Like in this case, I turn it a little bit to increase the depth. You can see it's a very nice bonsai. This comes up, this goes down, and this in the back, the nice triangle. With that in mind then, I thank you very much for watching today. Please click like if you think I'm being informative. I think do think it's in a very quick, short time, I turned a nothing tree into a juniper into a bonsai. And so that's what you can do to create value by making something out of nothing. And I encourage you to do that, and I'm sharing my knowledge in the best possible way I know how, so that you can succeed. So with that, I thank you very much, and I hope to see you next week.